managing Milan one day. The obligatory won quite a lot with the youth sides, but Inter were a pretty good team at that time when he was trying to break through, so perhaps he was given a straight, and Icardi may not be able to continue in this match. He was limping around a little bit for the last minute or so. Well, there's Kondogbia, who was left out of the side. 4 changes for Inter today. He was one of those who was left out, so Kondogbia is the one who comes in, and Gary Medel wandering across just to see if there are any...
It's interesting to see where Kondogbia is going to play. He normally plays in the central mid.
Expansive in the game, which is what he's trying to do here. Good play as well. Now it's with Perišić teeing himself up, and the deflection carrying it wide, taking the sting out of the shot.
Almost made it a very good cross. Perišić coming. Fonda just gets the block in by.
Miranda suddenly popped up on the left wing there for a moment.
Kondogbia had one of his best games and most influential games when he was playing for Monaco against Arsenal in that Champions League game at the Emirates. He was absolutely outstanding that day.
Good pace, Nagatomo, and headed away by Domenico Maietta for Bologna. Up off the head of Amadou Diawara. This Kondogbia with a little pass forward. Goal forced off the field already. For the final 10 matches or so in the campaign. This is Perišić. Okay this season actually, if you include the games he played for Sassuolo. 5 goals in 15 appearances in Serie A this season. But he's going to get a longer run out than he might have expected tonight. Perišić. Haven't really carved out a decent opportunity, have they, so far? Inter a couple of near misses when the ball went scudding across the penalty area.
Yeah, just that half chance for Adair when he rolled his man and got the shot away where Icardi got injured.
To Messina, loose control. Kondogbia getting his head to the ball. 30 on BT Sport Europe with Chievo against Milan, and then at 2 over on ESPN. After the Chievo-Milan game, we've got Roma travelling to face Udinese. That's at 2 o'clock.
A Roma side that are playing much better in recent weeks.
Nagatomo getting forward here. Decent ball in as well. Good header away by Messina. Not such a good... This is Sapir Taider, not for long. Kondogbia snapping at his heels.
Just trying to whip that ball in between the 2 midfield players for Bologna into the run.
At the heart of Bologna's midfield, Amadou Diawara, just 18 years of age. A defensive midfield player from Guinea. But has played in every match. He's only missed 2, missed both of them due to... This is Kondogbia. Up against Luca Rizzo. This is Perišić. And by the fullback. Not tempted to dive in. Finds Adair. Adair's got some support here from Perišić. 2 lining up in the centre. And what a vital block there by Castaldello.
Brilliant. Both from Inter and that man there, Castaldello, and they're taking it quickly, Inter.
Yeah, Inter really keen to keep the game moving here. Last 15 minutes of the first half. Perišić gets his angles and his wires a little cross there. Just how he likes it. The chance to run at the defence, and it's too far for Perišić. Danger still not over, though, for Bologna as the shot's rifled in. And that certainly had Miranda.
He started on the right-hand side, but he will drift in field.
Good touch there from Medel, just gets the ball away from the traffic. Inter can build again from the back. That's Nagatomo going 19 to the dozen over on the... Miranda, who of course arrived at Inter from Atletico Madrid, Kondogbia, not quite sure what he had in mind there.
He's been a success to some degree, Kondogbia, since he's been at Inter. Likewise, Perišić. Donce has gone into a right-sided position. And Rizzo has come in behind Floccari.
Tider backing up Messina well there. Hurriedly away by D'Ambrosio. This is Donza. The exchange not quite working out with Floccari, and now Laic. Support over on that far side from Ivan Perišić now, faced by and by. 4 interplayers inside the penalty area. Kondogbia with a shooting chance. And the
great understanding with Godin. It's Atletico Madrid. They were a really good defensive partnership.
Well, after those injuries and the stop-start nature of their game early on in particular, 4 minutes of added time, so away by Morante. Only as far as Kondogbia.
He hasn't scored a goal for the last 3 games.
Well, increasingly it's attack against defence the longer this first half goes on, as Ivan Perišić again tries to get the ball across, but that white ball does its job, albeit at the expense of a corner.
Keeper, but underneath it.
Kondogbia. Trying to drill that ball across. Laic able to cut in against Donza. Lovely skill from Laic. In from Perišić, in towards Adair, and away by Gastaldello. But Inter really banging on the door here. Last minute of added time before the break, and Donza slides.
Perišić has done okay down that left-hand side. Nagatomo's been trying to join in. But are they one of the best 3 teams in Serie A at the moment? No, they're certainly not.
No wonder they're a bit late starting the second half. That looks like a hell of a walk there to make it from the dressing room onto the pitch. They've walked about half a mile before they even get out onto the pitch. And Laic and Ivan Perišić.
Yeah, they're the 2 players that can be creative, Laic.
But they have only lost 2 of the 11 games they've played since the start of the new year.
Very solid defensively.
Maybe something a little special to just break Bologna down here, but Inter, you would think they've got players who have the potential to do that. Players like Laic. It was interesting, wasn't it? Kondogbia coming on for Riccardi. So early in the match as well. Here's Adair. Changes for Bologna with Messina coming up about right across the forward line. Kondogbia will be penalised for his challenge on Tider.
Good little turn from Tider. Kondogbia tried to win the ball in front of him to start with, then was chasing him.
Floccari. Very competently dealt with there by Kondogbia. It was just too big and too strong for Floccari in that challenge.
He's also had a good game so far. Gastaldello.
For Bologna, looking to try and find a way through, and Kondogbia's there again. He's broken the play up well.
The other reason that Mancini might have made the change because he wasn't happy about Donza going past Nagatomo a couple of times. Into manager.
Now Donza, slight miscontrol, almost enabling Kondogbia to win it back. Good play by Ivan, it's time to collect possession. Good play. Here's Perišić. What effect can he have from the right-hand side, having swapped over? Lovely ball in, off the head of Mbaye, and the acrobatic shot from D'Ambrosio.
4 players at the far post.
They weren't picking up at all there, were they, for a long time?
He's just got to get that back into the danger area. Very difficult to score from there.
Bologna penalty area.
I think while Donadoni was quite pleased with the 0-0 scoreline at half-time, I don't think he was particularly pleased with the fact that his side really didn't...
Scaling down from the stands.
Safe option.
Brozovic gets things moving with that pass over on the far side to Ivan Perišić. Adair in the centre, Laic also in the penalty area, and right across the face of the goal from Perišić.
That's the advantage of being 2-footed. Once again, Perišić, back foot, cuts back inside. It's a good effort trying to bend it into that far corner. Doesn't get enough whip on it. Starts a bit too wide of the goal. Got the mindset that you want to be good defensively, and they are being good defensively, and have been over the last few weeks. And what happens when you do lose that goal? How do you get back into the game? Have they got enough creativity?
Point of view evening and a close fought game. Not much. Quarter of the match remaining.
And if anybody has just joined us, it's also without Icardi, their leading goal scorer, who went off very early on in the...
Nagatomo was trying to tee that one up. Suddenly Medel is chasing back as well here against Jack.
But I'm not sure that Brozovic has added too much to the attacking play.
Play by Kondogbia there. It's a strong and wiry Geoffrey Kondogbia. Holding steady, holding firm. First touch for Palacio. Perišić. Now Perišić back on the near side, having had a little go on the right, away from Zuniga.
So, step over from Perišić into the outside of Zuniga.
There's been a good signing, hasn't he? As the header comes in, and then it's just nodded over the line. And Inter finally ahead. Ivan Perišić was there to score from about half a yard.
Well, it's a good set play, deep corner. They win the first. And he's certainly not offside when the ball goes to Perišić. What a good leap it was at the far post. And an easy finish for Perišić. Ambrosio with the first header. Perišić with the second.
Ambrosio leaping high, and Perišić the easiest of chances there, right in front of the goal. And the ball clearly hadn't crossed the line before he got his head on it. And Perišić continues his recent good...
As we've seen here on BT.
Perišić. Ambrosio. Crowd up out of their seats as well now, with Perišić, header striding into the centre and behind of Domenico Maeta.
Well, we're talking about Dello position. It's a really good ball played. Eder hasn't really been in the game in the second half.
Inter are finding it really hard going tonight.
Another chance to deliver a similar sort of ball.
And it comes from Brozovic once again. And the shot finds the back of the net. Danilo D'Ambrosio. Inter 2, Bologna 0. And Inter set to go up into fourth place.
Well, if you are
4 minutes or so for Inter.
He has to adjust his feet pretty quickly when it comes back to him. There's the ball. Miranda that wins it at the far post. Ambrosio with a...
But still enough games remaining between now and the end of the season for quite a lot to happen.
I think the problem for them is that...
Falling kindly for Kondogbia, who looks to set into season in the league.
I wonder if they're going to play three at the back just for the last few minutes. Just consolidate.
Nagatomo on the overlap for Brozovic. Strikes it away from Giaccherini, can't get clear of Kondogbia. Oh, he's penalised by the referee. Bursting forward into Ivan Perišić. Good play at the back by Adam Messina to hold him up. Plenty forward for Inter here, but also a fair few white shirts back. Brozovic with the back heel. Bologna now.
They're try and win a free kick at some point. Get the ball into the box. Put a bit of pressure on Inter.
Perišić going to ground. Nothing doing. Forward by Kondogbia, looking for Palacio, who's doubling Inter's lead, and in the end, that was the decisive goal. Inter have inched forward